Welcome to our new video. In this video we are going to talk about Eternals movie. So without wasting any time, let's get started. The film opens up with a text lookover that makes sense of a short history of Celestials and Eternals. The film alternates among over a wide span of time, showing us everything the Eternals partook ever, including assisting them with propelling their innovation to the point people make the bomb that hit Hiroshima and the Conqueror's victory through America. As well as every one of the times they shielded the world from the outsider beast hit the deviants up until the 1500s, as they naturally suspected they had killed the remainder of them. Thena is the one that sparkles them all apart by going after the Gathering, however she doesn't kill anybody. The Prime Eternal, Ajak, offers to fix Thena's burden at the expense of her recollections to forestall more assaults, yet Gilgamesh steps in and says he'll look after her. Druig follows into a profound speech about how he could do without remaining as an afterthought lines while people butcher one another, so he takes a portion of the close by battling people and leaves. Gilgamesh and Thena go off and live in Australia together. Sprite and Cersei become associates during when Akaris leaves Cersei. Cersei begins dating Dane Whitman and educating at a grade school, ventures to the far corners of the planet, and in the long run turns into a well-known Bollywood entertainer. In any event, going similar to professing to be his own relatives inside a phony family so he can continue to act. Druig begins a province in the Amazon. Phastos proceeds to carry on with his life by having a family. He has a spouse and a child. Makkari has been living in their boat for a really long time. After the deviants begin going after again, Cersei, Akaris, and Sprite proceed to attempt to track down their chief Ajak, who they find dead, went after by a freak which currently has her abilities of recuperating and later becomes Crow. Ajak has a circle in her chest that permitted her to converse with the Celestial who made them. When Cersei finds the body, the sphere goes into her, permitting her to address the divine that made them. The group then proceeds to gather Kingo while he's making a film. They utilize his personal luxury plane to travel the vast majority of the film, his valet following along to record a narrative. They travel to Australia to gather Gilgamesh and Thena. While there, Cersei converses with the Celestial, again utilizing the circle. They then, at that point, figure out that the Heavenly sent the Eternals to safeguard a seed that was established inside the Earth. The seed develops into another Celestial insofar as the populace develops. The Celestial made deviants to kill hunters on planets so the savvy populace would flourish. Yet, rather they advanced and began chasing down everything. So the Celestial made the Eternals kill the deviants so the populace might develop. When the seed is finished developing, the Rise starts obliterating the world, making another Celestial after the total annihilation of said planet. The Eternals' minds are then eradicated and they are sent onto another planet to annihilate. Thena's recollections weren't totally eradicated, so that is the reason she's going off the deep end. Subsequent to realizing this data, they proceed to attempt to persuade Druig to help put the Heavenly to bed. There is a battle scene with the deviants, as Crow eats Gilgamesh, then turns out to be more humanoid. After some persuading, Druig says he can't do it single-handedly, and needs a machine worked by Phastos to try and contemplate possibly doing that. So they generally go gather Phastos. Phastos isn't persuaded by the other Eternals that his better half is the one that persuaded him to help. They generally return to the fundamental boat in the desert where Makkari is dwelling. They tell her what's happening. Phastos' large thought is to interface them all in a uni-mind state, permitting Druig to control the Celestial. Akaris at last breaks after individuals begin favoring one side, calling for him to assist with pursuing a choice for the group. It streaks back and shows that he was the one that took care of Ajax to Crow and different freaks, permitting them to advance further. He's likewise known for quite a while their actual reason, yet when he figured out Ajak would have rather not obliterated planets any longer, he killed her. Ajak had chosen to mediate with the development after she watched the Justice Fighters bring back everybody from Thanos' snap. The Justice Fighters bringing a portion of the populace back likewise accelerated the development as indicated by Ajak. The Gathering then gets into a battle, prompting Akaris and Sprite leaving together. Kingo leaves too on the grounds that he concurs with Akaris, however doesn't have any desire to battle his companions. Thena persuades Cersei that what she's doing is correct and that they need to save the planet. After Cersei is persuaded to proceed with their main goal to save Earth, Phastos takes the circle that permits Cersei to converse with the Celestials to make armbands to interface the Eternals. They then, at that point, fly in their boat to the wellspring of the Rise. When they show up, they interface with Druig in an endeavor to control the Heavenly. Akaris begins battling the Gathering, harming Druig so he cannot finish his association with the Divine. They then, at that point, conclude that it's best for Cersei to utilize her powers to associate with the Divine to kill it. While the others in the Gathering occupy Akaris, Crow comes in and stirs up some dust with Thena. Thena kills Crow and in doing so recaptures control of her recollections. Phastos and Makkari are compelling at standing their ground against Akari's. At one point Phastos has Akari's caught and unfit to utilize any of his powers, utilizing some sort of force-hosing gadget he made at the time. Cersei endeavors to associate the divine, however Sprite comes up and brutally betrays her with a blade. Druig then appears unexpectedly and takes out Sprite with a stone. Cersei associates with the heavenly and begins transforming it into stone. Akari's breaks free and attempts to stop her, however acknowledges he can't on the grounds that he cherishes her. Cersei then reconnects to the heavenly yet this time, with the assistance of the other Eternals, totally transforming it into stone. Akari's begins crying since he can't choose whether or not to keep battling them or go along with them. After this is done, Akari's takes off straight into the sun. Cersei utilizes what little power she has left from interfacing with the heavenly to make Sprite a human. However, it doesn't state whether she kept her powers. Druig, Thena, and Makkari go off in their boat to find more Eternals. Dane pronounces his affection for Cersei and is going to uncover confidential about his family ancestry when she, alongside Phastos and Kingo, are remotely hauled into space by Arishem, who is disappointed with their injustice yet chooses for spare mankind, assuming the Eternals' recollections show that people deserve living. He commitments to return for judgment prior to vanishing into a peculiarity, taking the threesome with him. Mid-credit scene. Thena, Makkari and Druig are visited by the Eternal Eros, sibling of Thanos, and his associate Pip the Troll, who proposition their organization. Post-credit scene. Dane Whitman opens an old chest acquired from his precursors that contains the incredible ebony blade when an inconspicuous individual, recognized off-screen as Blade, questions him whether he is prepared for it. If you like the video, give the big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.